यज्जीव परमात्मनोः तादात्म्य विषयं ज्ञानं तदिदं मुक्ति साधनम् को जीवः कः परश्चात्मा तादात्म्यं वा कथं तयोः तत्त्वमस्यादि वाक्यं वा कथं तत् प्रतिपादयेत् अत्र ब्रूमः समाधानम् कोऽन्यो जीवस्त्वमेव हि यस्त्वं पृच्छसि मां कोऽहम् ब्रह्मैवासि न संशयः पदार्थमेव जानामि नाद्यापि भगवन् स्फुटम् अहं ब्रह्मेति वाक्यार्थम् प्रतिपद्ये कथं वद सत्यमाह भवानत्र विगानं नैव विद्यते हेतुः पदार्थबोधो हि वाक्यार्थावगतेरिह अंतःकरणतद्वृत्ति साक्षि चैतन्य विग्रहः आनंद रूपः सत्यः सन् किन्नात्मानं प्रपद्यसे सत्यानन्दस्वरूपं हि साक्षिणं बोधविग्रहम् चिन्तयात्मतया नित्यम् त्यक्त्वा देहादिगाम्भीर्यम् First two stanzas of this text, Vakya Vritti, were the invocations. The text is talking about essence of Upanishads, and the purpose of knowing this is to eliminate my finitude. By eliminating my finitude, which is erroneous, I can eliminate my sorrows, my fear, my insecurity. So I claim that I am independent, I am free, and I am of the nature of happiness. I don't need to beg happiness anywhere. So in order to recognize this, we study Upanishads. The essence of Upanishad is the Maha Vakya, great statement. And that is analyzed here in detail in this text. Vakya means Maha Vakya, great statement. Vritti means exposition, Varananam. So Vakya Vritti means exposition on Maha Vakya. In this text, from stanza 3, we saw a qualified student who has recognized the limitations of the world who has seen the sorrows either in his own life or in others' life. And Udvigna Manasaha means has developed a sense of dispatch, detachment. He approaches the teacher means knows where to look for solution. Not just randomly going here and there. So approaches wise people and says, please tell me in brief how can I become free from this samsara, not only solution for this life, but for all lives, means freedom from karma bandhana. Teacher says, the knowledge that is going to arise from Tat Tvam Asi Vakya, that knowledge will tell you oneness between Jivatma and Paramatma. That knowledge is your means to liberation. So, I should understand Tat Tvam Asi properly, then that understanding should produce a wisdom about my true nature, and that wisdom should translate in freedom from sorrow. All these three should happen. Pay attention to what I say. Tat Tvam Asi statement I should understand properly. That understanding should produce a wisdom about my true nature. That should help me in removing sorrows from my life. This is the plan, action plan. So if I say I understood Tat Tvam Asi and sorrows are also there, something is missing. So everything should properly fall in place. And when teacher said this, the student, the disciple said, I don't even know who is Jiva, who is Paramatma. So that is not clear. And this Tat Tvam Asi Vakya that you said, it expects that I know the word meaning. Then only the meaning of the sentence will be clear. So he said, Padarthameva janami na adyapi Bhagavan sputam. Clearly I don't even know the word meaning, what to talk of the sentence. So teacher begins the teaching and he says, from Shloka 11. First he teaches, Tvam means who is this Jiva? He says this Jiva is Sakshi Chaitanya Vigraha Antakarana Tad Vritti Sakshi. Sakshi, witness of thoughts. So yesterday I mentioned that first thing is I should be able to keep objects outside. Then activities, because when they are too many, I will not be able to pay attention to thoughts. And then I have to shift attention to the one who is witness of thoughts. So, Antakarana Tadvritti Sakshi, which is Chaitanya Swarupa, Ananda Rupa and Satya. Satya means it is not subject to negation. Not subject to negation means it is Swayam Siddha. It is not Sadhya, it is Siddha. That which is ever there. If these words, if we understand properly, our efforts for liberation will be in the right direction. Atma is not to be produced. Atma is ever there. And this Atma is Nitya Moksha Swarupa. So it is Siddha. So teacher says, recognize this. And in the 12th shloka, which we saw last, where teacher said in the first line, I told you the same idea. Satyananda Swarupam is Sakshinam Bodha Vigraham. It is of the nature of consciousness. See, this Chaitanya Vigraha, Bodha Vigraha means not that in this matter there is something called consciousness. The whole thing is made up of consciousness. So Atma is the whole thing, only consciousness, nothing else. And while I think that I am this kind of Atma, Atma of this nature, Satya, Jnana, Ananda Swarupa, Sakshi Swarupa, Chaitanya Swarupa, I have to give up the idea I am body also. Because I cannot be body and Chaitanya. So teacher said, Tyaktva Dehadigam Dhyam. Give up this idea that you are body and strengthen this idea that you are Chaitanya. Okay, up to this we had seen yesterday. Shloka number 13, page number 51. Now, teacher is going to use some logic, yukti or reasoning. This reasoning is good, we will enjoy also. So when many times, people say, Swamiji, I want logical explanation. I am not a person just of faith. Give me logic. And they think when they ask such things, what these poor Swamis, what logic they can give. Poor Acharya, Shankaracharya. They have no idea what is logic. The amount of logic that is there in our Shastra, whatever hairs you have, you can lose. That's why they all used to shave at the beginning itself. So never think that, our Shastras are very illogical and all. There is lot of logic, yukti. So now you will get some samples in this text. Rupadiman yata pindaha tato natma ghatadivat viyadadi mahabhuta vikaratvacha kumbhavat. Two reasons are given now. Why this body is not Atma. So whenever reasons are given, logic is used in our Eastern or Western philosophy, minimum you have to give 3 things to establish logic. And in our Eastern thinking, we call it as proposition, reason, and example. You have to mention these 3. I think in Western logic they use first term, second term like these words they use. with the proposition Deha na Atma. Body is not me. Atma means I. So body is not me. Deha na Atma. This is the pratignya. In Sanskrit it is called pratignya hetu drashtanta. So body is not me. So you made a statement, so now you have to substantiate with logic, reason. Why do you say you are not the body? So he says, because it has attributes, properties. This is the reason. So I am thriving on attributes. I love all these wonderful attributes in me. Because there are attributes, therefore you are not that. Like a pot. All examples will be like Ghada. Because in ashrams, everything is made up of clay. You know, ashrams used to be near the banks of rivers and all. So easily, and recycling was 100%. Whatever, they would use clay for making some pot or cup. In that they would drink water and throw that. Again recycle. 100% biodegradable, whatever you want to say. Everything will happen. So ashrams used to be near the river. There was one more purpose why ashrams used to be near river. If teacher teaches couple of Upanishads and the student doesn't understand anything, then teacher would tell other students, carry this fellow and throw him in water. So he useless fellow. And if all students were like that, then teacher himself would jump. There is no point in teaching this student. Nobody is getting anything. So that's why rivers were very handy, close by. That's why Gurudev kept our Mumbai ashram also near Powai Lake. Fortunately, in last batch we didn't have to put it. So, body is not Atma because it has attributes like a pot. Like a pot means whatever that has attributes is anatma. Pot has attributes, pot is not me. Desk has attributes, attributes means it has length, width, size, weight, etc. That is not me. So if body also has length, width, size, weight, etc., color, that is not. So yatra yatra sagunatvam, tatra tatra anatmatvam. This is the rule. Wherever there are attributes, that thing is anatma. In other words, atma is nirguna. Formless, attributeless. Now you apply this anywhere. Wherever we have attributes, that thing is not I. Yatra yatra sagunatvam. Rupa means form, means it is one attribute. Adi means you can add any other attribute. So chair, it has attributes, therefore it is not me. Thing is, it is easy to understand that if other object has attribute, it is not me. But if body has attribute and that is not me, that requires separating myself from this body. Separating means understanding that this is not me, and that's why I need Vairagya. Otherwise what will happen? Yes, I understood. Because logically I have understood that this is not me. But then whatever happens to body, if that gives me sorrow, then this understanding is in one corner of my mind. So it should become part of my daily thinking. Yeah, this is not. So wherever there are attributes, it is anatma. Like a pot. This is first line. Second line. Viyadadi Maha Vikaratvacha. This is the second reason. So again, Deha na Atma. Viyadadi Maha Vikaratvacha. Viyad means space. So, because body is vikara, modification of 5 great elements. So body is not Atma, because body is modification of 5 great elements. Example, kumbhavat, like a jar, means a pot, another kind of pot. So, because kumbha is modification of 5 elements. So whatever is modification of 5 elements is anatma. Body is also modification of 5 elements. Therefore, this is not me. So anything that is product of 5 elements is anatma, and that's not me. I'll give you another simpler way. Deha, anatma, anna vikaratvacha. Here it is given 5 elements, modification of 5 elements. But you can say it is modification of food. Right? This body is mainly modification of food. Drishtanta, pizzavat. Like pizza. So can I say pizza is me? No. So when that pizza goes in, how can I say this is me? Idlivat. Any hetu you can give. See, in those days, whatever logic they could easily relate to, they have given. In our days, we have to give that reason which we can apply regularly. If we never see a pot in whole day, this logic, it will remain only in books. So we should come out with our own drashtanta which applies to us regularly. So body, now for body, see the word Acharya has used is pindaha. Yataha, since, pindaha, pinda means lump. So it is actually a lump only. A nice structure is given. Nice or not nice, whatever. We feel, oh, I want to remove something from here, remove something. So pindaha, yataha pindaha rupadiman, ataha, therefore, na atma. Ghadadi. Then yataha pindaha viyadadi mahabhuta vikaratvat na atma. And also it is modification of the 5 elements. In other words, wherever there are 5 elements, that cannot be atma. Now whether these 5 elements are in gross form or subtle form. So, in the elementary books of Vedanta, we know gross 5 elements are physical body and subtle 5 elements means subtle body. So, both of them, but here first body is targeted. So, we can put all reasons together. Dehaha, Anatma, Sagunatvat or Rupadi Manyatvat. This is first. Second, Vyadadi Mahabhuta Vikaratvat or Mahabhuta Vikaratvat. That much. Sagunatvat, Mahabhuta Vikaratvat. So 2 reasons are done. Next. Now, Shishya, he says, wait. You are saying what is Anatma. I want to know what is Atma. That also you have to tell. So, Shishya Uvacha Anatma Yadi Pindoyam Ukta Hetu Balan Mataha Karamalakavat Sakshat Atmanam Pratipadaya. The Shishya says, Yadi Ayam Pindaha Anatma. He also says this Pinda, this body, if it is Anatma Yadi Pindoyam. Why? Ukta Hetu Balat. Due to the Hetu, means the reasons that you gave in the earlier shloka, to Hetu, Mataha, considered. So if this body is considered as Anatma on the basis of the 2 reasons that you gave, O teacher, then Kara Amalakavat Sakshat Atmanam Pratipadaya. Then please Pratipadaya, please expound, please establish Atma as clearly as a gooseberry fruit in my palm. So this is a phrase in our scripture. Kara Amalakavat or Hasta Amalakavat in the palm, like how Amla fruit or any fruit, but you see they knew Amla has lot of vitamin C. And in those days also they all used to eat Amla. Now we have to, Amla you have to eat, then your skin will shine and this and that. They knew everything. Chavan Rishi, that's why Chavan Prash is there in Amla, is there in Chavan. So, Kara Amala Kavat, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is one disciple's name, he gives Hastamala. So, please tell me the nature of Atma, means Atma as clearly as a gooseberry fruit in the palm. Means what? So that there is no doubt. Like if any object is kept in our palm, then we don't think, I don't know what it is. We are so clear that yes, it is there. Like that, I should be very clear about nature of Atma. Doubtless knowledge. And also, no erroneous ideas about it. No samshaya, no viparya. Like that you teach me. Atmanam pratipadaya. Pratipadana means you establish Atma in this. So if this body is Anatma, because it is Saguna, because it is Mahabhuta Vikara, then explain me the nature of Atma clearly. Now, teacher is going to continue this. So, few points we will see and then we will move forward. physical body is where we have strongest identification. So we feel that we are this body. Because for all transactional purposes, body is used as a medium. So everyone identifies and understands that I am this physical body and the other person is also that physical body. And therefore, lot of effort is required, and the scriptures also put lot of effort to negate deha bhava, body identification. And this is where lot of karma yoga comes in. Objective of karma yoga is not to do only lot of service. Objective of karma yoga is, while doing service to society, to community, keeping my personal likes and dislikes aside, my personal comforts aside, then there is sacrifice, then it will help me rise above body idea. So that karma yoga will be my first step. Then second step is bhakti yoga. And in that, I will offer myself to God. And in that, again, when we take up practices like extensive puja or japa or fasting, etc., so those practices are meant for reducing body identification. Or if somebody says, for God I will go to pilgrimage. So just imagine, look at all our places of pilgrimage. Are they, any one of them are in like big city near 5-star hotel or anything? Now hotels have gone there. But otherwise, Haridwar, Rishikesh, Gangotri, Yamunotri, Uttarakashi, they all are in mountains. Means if somebody says, God, I want to come and see you, you have to go through lot of austerity. Means some difficulties we have to go through. So in that, the idea that I need more comforts for my body, they have to be put aside. Ekadashi day, fasting, means I will not eat this, not eat that. Some vows we have to take. So those practices are meant for preparing us to come to this stage. Serving in community, even if somebody doesn't do, let's say, community service, but in the olden days, they used to serve at home. Because the family itself has in-laws and other sister-in-law, brother-in-law, all the other people are there. So you have to serve everyone. And then you have Kulguru also, family priest, family teacher. So then you have to take care. And then they will say, oh, this day you have to do this ritual, that day you have to do that ritual. Rituals means you have to wake up early, prepare everything. So all you cannot say, I get only one day to sleep and that day also you ask me to wake up. I am not doing it. So that living a life where scriptures have already entered in my life, they will make sure I will reduce my body identification. Then, as part of all rituals also, I am supposed to do charity. No yajna is complete without dhanam and tapa. Yajna, dhanam and tapa, they will go together. So dhanam means that I think all my money I need for my body comforts and all, I have to give some. And I have to do austerity. this I am the body idea has to be reduced. And then with this Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, all these practices when followed properly, that student is prepared to great extent. Then when this teaching comes, you are not the body, you are Atma, Chaitanya. So it is not that difficult to absorb the teaching. In this, I will give example. Okay, keep it only as an example. You know your Patriots team. Right? So now, just imagine you have a quarterback. And he passes the ball. I'm assuming you know the game, only this little bit you know. So if he passes the ball and somebody is receiving it, now if he has already covered enough ground, okay, and the reception is all the way near touchdown, he doesn't have to run much. As soon as he receives it, he is almost there. But if the reception happens very early, then he has enough ground to cover, and there also there could be obstructions, interception, anything can happen. So like that, this Vedanta Vijnana is telling me something. It is like this ball which is passed. And the quarterback is Guru, and the receivers, Vayam Sarve, we all. Now, if we have already covered enough ground, then as soon as we get the knowledge, we are there. If we have not covered enough ground, having gained the knowledge also, we have to continue our journey. And in that some obstacles can come. You see how you can use this game also concept. So this you remember, if someone in early life without doing any karma yoga, without doing any other sadhana, without doing upasana, suddenly says, I am not the body. That person will not be able to assimilate that knowledge as easily as the other fellow who have already done enough homework. Clear? So it is not that, oh, I read it, therefore I have to detach myself. So 2 reasons teacher gave. Now third one. Okay, shloka number 15. Gururuvacha Ghatadrishta Ghatad Bhinnah Sarvatha na ghato yatha Deha drishta tatha deha Nahamityavadharaya. Guru continues, he says, this is now a more universal reason, logic. General, this you can apply anywhere. Very simple. What is that? Ghatadrashta ghatad bhinna. Seer of a pot is different from pot. Again, pot. Seer of a pot is different from pot. Or knower of a pot is different from pot. Ghatadrashta ghatad bhinna. Yatha, just as Ghata Drashta Ghatat Vinnaha Sarvatha Na Ghataha, and never ever the seer will be one with seen. So now let us apply this. So this is, let's say this is a ghata. So I see this object, pot. Therefore, I am different from this pot because I am the seer. This is seen. I see this desk. I know this desk. Therefore, I am different from it. So logic works to make sure that whatever reason is given, it is valid. I have to apply it in different scenarios. I see a car. I am different from that car. I see a donkey. I am different from that donkey. Thank God. So I can apply this and realize I am not that. Ghata drashta ghatad vinna. Now, this is called Drik Drishya Viveka. So, Drishta is different from Drishya. And how do I establish this? So, there is a logic called Anvaya Vyatireka. Method of presence and absence. Anvaya and Vyatireka. So I give you three examples, like this is pot. So I am knower of pot, pot is different from me. I am knower of desk, desk is different from me, I am different from desk. I know a car, I am different from that car. So in these three examples, pot, desk, car, they are changing. I remain the same. So my presence is in all, but their absence is in all. Means pot is not in desk and car, desk is not in pot and car. You can write a small poem on this. And therefore, their Vyatireka is there, their absence is there. So that which is constantly present is Atma. That which comes and goes is Anatma. So like I remain there all the time. And there is a text called Drik Drishya Viveka. Some of you might be already attending Drik Drishya Viveka classes. Shashi is already teaching them. So in that, even in this eye, eyes are the seer of objects. Or any sense organ, they are the knowers of the 5 objects of senses. But mind is the knower of these sense organs. Or thoughts are the knowers of these sense organs. And Atma is knower of these thoughts. So Atma is the drashta. So this is the distinction between the seer and the seen, separating the two. And the word sarvatha is there. Ghata drashta, ghatat vinnaha, sarvatha. Sarvatha means all the time. What do you mean by all the time? All the time means that, really speaking, when the seer identifies with one object, so then he thinks he is that. Then he identifies with another object, identifies with another object. Because I identify with this body, I the Chaitanya Atma, I have identified with this body, then I think I am this body. And the attributes of this body are taken as my attributes. But the same Atma is expressing through so many bodies. Or even let us say, in this life, I am expressing in this body, so I think I am this. Then in next life, I will express in another body, so I think I am that. But Drashta is never any of them. So Sarvatha na ghata. Only such feeling is there, I am this. Or you take it this way, within one life, I am child, I am youth, I am adult, I am in middle age, I am old, I am senior. Now these ideas, same I is carrying. But really speaking, I has never become any of them. Sarvadha deha na atma. Atma is never the body. Deha drashta, second line says, deha drashta tatha deha naham iti avadharaya. In the same way, I am not the body. I am the knower of the body. I am the witness of the body. So I know the changes in the body. Whatever is happening in the body, I know them. That drashta is called knower, kshetrajna. Body is called kshetram. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetram ityavidiyate. And the knower is kshetrajna. So, that kshetrajna, that knower, deha drashta, is not the body. So here there are two things. I am different from body. And I or my attributes, my lakshanas are different from attributes of the body. Both. I am different from body. My attributes are different from body's attributes. Because we don't say generally, I am body. We say, I am a man. Means what? Attribute of body I have taken. Dharma adhyasa. Superimposition of the attributes is there. Like when body is fat, so I say, I am fat. Superimposition. Let's say somebody tells you, you are old. So what is that? Say, I am not old. This is superimposition of attribute of the body on I, done by you. If somebody says you are ugly, superimposition of attributes of body or mind, whatever you think is ugly, is on Atma. I am not. So you can negate that. This is adhyasa. This is so, Vedanta is so beautiful. Nobody can tell you anything. Because you are Brahman, that Upanishad has told you. Anybody comes and tells you anything, you can just smile. And of course, if they come and say, you are so handsome, you are so beautiful, thank you. Knowing that it is adhyasa, but you don't have to tell them. Accept it and say, superimposition. So, deha drashta tatha deha naham. Naham deha. So, in this vichara, I have to assert what I am and I have to negate what I am not. Both have to happen. What I am also has to be emphasized. And what I am not, I have to negate. Why? Because let's say if I have the idea, I am this body, and teacher comes and says, you are Sakshi, you are Ananda Swarupa, you are Satya Swarupa. So I already have the idea, I am body. On top of that, I will add this, I am Sakshi. So body is Sakshi, body is Ananda Swarupa, body is Satya. This will be error, this will be wrong. That's why they have to do negation also. In fact, lot more negation in the beginning than assertion. So naham deha iti avadharaya. This avadharanam means you have to hold on to this knowledge. Dru dharane means to hold on. In other words, casual hearing of this will not do. It will be good entertainment. Moksha, if I want, I have to thoroughly tell myself regularly and for long period of time. Because Deha Bhavana is very strong. So I have to go on listening to this, and I have to practice such things in my life which will keep me away from this idea, I am the body. But at the same time, I am not the body does not mean you starve yourself to death. Why? Because I am not the body. Eat in moderation. Use that body for greater sadhana. But when you think that suddenly I have started pampering my body, then keep an eye, watch. But one cannot neglect the body also. So we have to draw a fine line between what is minimum required and what is indulgence. Iti avadharaya. So assert this in your mind. Dwell on this teaching. Don't just hear it once and then, oh, okay, this is enough. So that's why it is said, avritihi asakrit upadesha. This is the sutra. Avriti means repeat this. Go through this multiple number of times. So listen, dwell on it, meditate accordingly, again listen, dwell on it, meditate, again listen. Then slowly the knowledge will become firm. And as and when possible, take time out. So then, because remember, as far as all transactions are concerned, this is my window. This body is my window to interface with all. And therefore, the only point when I can negate this body identification is when transactions are minimum. So you have to withdraw. Too many transactions are there, you cannot negate the body idea because body is first thing required. So naham deha. So three reasons, right? First one is aham na atma or deha na atma, sagunatvat, mahabhuta vikaratvat. Third is drishyatvat, because it is seen. Yatra yatra drishyatvam, tatra tatra anatmatvam. You can use this. Wherever I have something that I experience, understand it is anatma. You can use one more reason. It will come. That you can use as anityatva. Anything that is impermanent is anatma, because atma is permanent, eternal. Somebody may say, how do you say atma is nirguna? You just said anything that is saguna is not atma. Anything that is modification of 5 elements is not atma. Anything that is drishya is not atma. Where did you come out with this? So all these pointers are in Upanishad. In Upanishad, Atma is given yattadadreshyam, agrahyam, agotram, avarnam, achakshushrotram, tadapanipadam, nityam vibhum, sarvagatam, susukshmam, yadavyayam, tadavyayam, yadbhuta yonim, paripashyanti dhiraha, and ajo nitya shashvatoyam purana. So it is nitya. So that wherever there is anityatvam is anatma. Wherever there is drishyatvam, anatma. Sakshi cheta kevalo nirgunasya shvetashvata rupanasya. So anything that is saguna, anatma. So you have to find the right quotations to justify. You don't have to wait. Whatever is said, Acharya has already done everything. You just accept it and go on. That is enough. If this much we can do, we have already received it. How to run? Done. Okay. So now, just as I am not the body, I am also not the other instruments which I use for transaction. So that is said in 16th shloka. Evamindriya drangnaham indriyani ti nishchinu mano buddhistatha pranaha nahamityavadharaya. Evam indriyadrang naham. In the same way, I am indriyadrang naham indriyani. This is how you have to read. Just as I am dehadrashta, dehadruk, like that I am indriyadruk, seer of the senses. Na indriyani, I am not sense organs. Iti, that T should be short. Na aham indriyani. Iti nishchinu. Nishchinu. May you understand properly, clearly, that you are not the sense organs either. Indriyani na iti nishchinu. So I am not sense organs also. Mano buddhistatha prana, and in the same way I am not the mind, I am not buddhi, I am not prana, none of these I am. Iti avadharaya. Again, firmly assert this. So just as I am not the body, in the same way I am not the senses, prana, mind, intellect. What is the reason? Same 3 reasons. Sagunatvat, maha vikaratvat, drishyatvat, anityatvat, you can add. So, due to same reasons. So, sense organs, again, we never say I am eyes, I am ears. right? We never say, I am sense organ. We identify with dharma or property of sense organ. So if ears stop functioning properly, we say, I am going deaf. Huh? Or if I can't see things properly, I say, I am going blind. So that blindness, andhatva, mandatva, patutva, dharma, these are the properties of organs. I superimpose them on myself. So anything that happens to any sense organ, I think that is happening to me. So this I am not. So remember, there are two things I told you. One is superimposition of anatma on atma. Another is superimposition of anatma dharma on atma. Attributes of anatma are also superimposed on atma. So I am infinite, but body is finite. Therefore, mix-up says I am finite. Then prana, let us take prana first. This prana is actually difficult to recognize as different. Because prana is used as an indicator of life. In those days and now also, medical science, if prana is alive, as soon as pranas are functioning, they will say, this person is alive. So nobody uses body, sense organs or mind intellect. They use prana as an indicator. And the moment pranas are gone, they say, discard this. Means pranas are the measuring rod now. So, how I am not prana? So it is said, because pranas don't have ability to know. Like in deep sleep, pranas are there. You see, that is another thing. Body idea is not there in deep sleep. Sense organs, they are not active in deep sleep. Mind is not active, intellect is not active, pranas are active. So they are there in all three periods of time. But they have no knowledge. So you are breathing and happily sleeping and thieves can come, take something from your house. Pranas will not say, hey, wake up. So pranas are jada. Jadatva, and vikara is there, vikaritva. So the drashta drashya hetu is there also, right? I am the seer, witness of the pranas. But we have to make sure we understand these ideas. See, so much effort is taken by our shastras, by acharyas, to make sure that everything is properly negated. And that's why the more we study, the more we absorb, things become clearer and clearer. It's like, this Google view from space, they show something big. So Boston will be in this line. Then we go down further, go down further, go down further. Chinmaya Maruti will come. Like that, first we get this 50,000 feet view of Upanishadic teaching. And in that we get something, we lose many details. Then slowly we have to go down further, further, further. Then see everything. Then things become clear. That's why, see, those people who are very superficial, don't go too much, just tell me, okay, I understood. Whereas real sadhakas, how they want to go in detail, everything, right? Let's say you are standing in front of mirror, let's talk something. How closely you want to watch each part you will notice or not. You will say, it's the same face how many times I have to see? Do you say any time? And one hair is just standing out like this. What is happening? Means everything, how closely we look at ourselves. Shastra is like a darpana. And it is giving Atma Darshana. So we have to see, that's why so many Upanishads, so many mantras, and then Acharya's work. And you know, those who become Panditas, with lens they look at everything. And things become clear. So it is not something which should be just casually you take it. So pranaha naham, dehaha naham, indriyani naham, pranaha naham. Now mind and intellect. So mind and intellect, actually they are not two instruments. It is one instrument functioning in two different ways. Sankalpa vikalpatmakam manaha, nishchayatmika buddhi, or adhyavasaya lakshana buddhi. So it is one instrument which can be used in two different ways. Like our phones. So it can be used for talking, it can be used for taking pictures, it can be used for texting, etc., keeping all the appointments, calendar, date. So how multiple functions are there in one instrument, like that Antahkarana is one instrument. It has the ability to oscillate, deliberate on things, decide, recollect previous things, and own up the activities of all. Mana buddhi chitta ahankara. This is best example of Antahkarana. Phone. Not this one, any one. Everything is there. So, now how I am not mind and intellect? Manobuddhi, because mind and intellect, they are also drishya. Simplest reason is, I am the knower of thoughts, therefore I am different from thoughts. Now I am the knower of thoughts means I have to separate myself, distance myself from thoughts. But you know, when mind is racing, then to stay separate is very difficult. So we identify with it. That's why when mind is calm, I have to learn to separate myself, negate myself from that. If I can do this, there it is. Manobuddhistadha pranaha naham iti avadharaya. So, a student, understand you are neither body, senses, prana, mind, intellect. Then somebody says, okay, I am not them individually. How about collectively? Because I don't say I am body, senses, prana, mind, but I am assembly of all. I am the complex. I have complex is one thing, but I am complex here. So teacher in the next stanza negates that idea also. Page 63. संघातोऽपि तथा नाहम् इति दृश्यविलक्षणम् द्रष्टारमनुमानेन निपुणं सम्प्रधारय. संघातोऽपि तथा नाहम्. In the same way, I am not the assembly either. Sanghata means assembly. Why? Very simple logic we can give. Sanghatasya pararthatvat. Assembly is always for something other than the parts of assembly. Example, let's say this building is there, or your house. So building has ceiling, walls, floor, so many windows, doors, everything. So can you say that this hall is for the sake of floor? Is it for the sake of ceiling or door or windows? It is for the sake of that who is not part of this assembly. That is you. Your house is for someone who is not part of the house structure. That's why when anything happens, you can get out. So that's what happens. This is a story elaborated in Bhagavatam. When crisis comes to this city, Puranjana, then you get out. So he gets out. So I am not this. I am different from this. Sanghatopi tatha naham. So the assembly is for somebody else. Car is an assembly. Seats are there, wheels are there, engine is there or battery is there, depending upon what car you are using. Windshield, doors, but I am different from them. So I can go in, I can come out. So assembly is always for someone who is different from it. So this is an assembly. Everything is a part. See how much thinking they have done. Where you focus your time, thinking, right? Well, should I go on thinking about external success in life, or should I dwell on who am I? And wherever I give time and effort, I will succeed. But I should focus now. What is Atma? Sanghatopi tatha naham. Why? This is drishya. I am drishya vilakshanam. I am different from, because everything is drishya. So if this is drishya, then who are you? Drashta. So I am Atma. So now negation also is going on, but I have to assert who am I. So drashtaram anumanena nipunam sampradharaya. Anumanena, infer this drashta. So drashta is not available to see. Okay. Somebody says, okay, where is drashta? Drishya is seen. But drashta, teacher says, you have to infer first. So we are talking about that drashta, that Chaitanya, which has to be there, because of which any drishya is available. How do I prove that I have eyes? If I can see anything, that means eyes have to be there. And if I cannot see, then I know my eyes are not functioning. Well, that's why you go to ophthalmologist and he should read it. I cannot. Somebody went to one ophthalmologist. So he said, he saw this person must be very young. So he said, maybe start from the bottom, last 2 lines or so. Second last line, read. So he said, I cannot read. Okay, 1 line above, read. I cannot read. So finally he came all the way on top, the 1 letter, E. Read this. He said, I cannot read. So why you cannot read? He said, I never went to school. I don't know how to read. Then why do you need glasses? And one ophthalmologist, when he was taking patients, looking at them, and suddenly one patient came. So, as soon as that person came, the doctor looked at him and said, looks like you have terrible eyes, you cannot see properly. So, yes, doctor, how did you find out? See, the moment I see you coming from the window, instead of door, you are coming from the window, that itself shows you have no idea. It is like in music, whether going up or down, if you don't know. So, confused then you are. Drashtaram anu, so infer that there has to be a drashta because drishyam is known, is experienced. Our own mind, when it is known, so I know that there has to be an entity different from this mind which knows all the arrival and departure of thoughts. Nipunam sampradaya. So you are an intelligent student and therefore Nipunam means expert. So as I mentioned day before yesterday, not only I need sharpness but also subtlety. Now another reason he gives. See how many reasons one after this. Sagunatvat anatma, deha anatma. Sagunatvat, mahabhuta vikaratvat, drishyatvat, anityatvat. Now he gives another reason. What is that? Dehendriyadayo bhavaha hanadivya pratikshamaha yasya sannidhi matrena sohamityavadharaya. Deha, Indriya, Adayo, Bhavaha, Padarthaha, all these objects, body, senses, prana, mind, intellect, Hanadi Vyaprati Kshamaha, Kshamaha, they are capable of Hana Adi Vyaprati. Vyaprati means Vyapara, transaction, exchange. Hana Adi means giving up and taking up. Hana, Upada. Hana means to give up. Upada means to take up. The instruments are capable of dropping things and taking up things. Hanadi Vyaprati Kshamaha. And therefore, they are capable of transaction. Yasya sannidhi matrena. So, yasya sannidhi matrena deha indriyadayo bhavaha anadi vyaprati kshamaha Soham iti avadhara, in whose proximity all this happens. So Atma is same all the time, and they all are able to take up things, drop off things. Or their presence and absence. Instruments are able to take things like body is present in waking, but in dream and deep sleep it is inactive. So what has happened? Mind has identified, mind has dislodged, not identified. Sense organs, they see something, they drop it. See something else, drop it. So they all are able to function. So their arrival and departure is there, and they are able to take up the objects and drop the objects also. Anadi vyaprati kshamaha deha indriyadayo bhavaha yasya sannidhi matra. And how this is happening? Only in the presence of Atma everything is happening. Atma does not do anything, but in its presence everyone is doing their activity. So the example our Gurudev used to give is of electricity. In the presence of electricity, all the electrical equipments are doing their respective functions. Only in the presence of electricity. So light bulb will illumine. Air conditioning will cool the things. Heater will heat up the things. Sound equipment will amplify the sound. So all of them, only in the presence of electricity, where electricity doesn't have to go on pushing light, keep doing. Sound, go, nothing. Yes, in its breath, it will happen. In Atma Bodha, Bhagavan Shankaracharya has given example, like in the presence of sun, yasya sannidhi matrena dehendriya manodhiyaha swakriyartheshu vartante suryalokam yatha janaha. In the presence of sun, how people, birds, animals, they all are active. And when sun goes down, then slowly all activities. Now sun doesn't have, get up. They just all do on their own. Trees grow, birds. Suddenly in sun, when it is there, everything starts happening. Sannidhi matra. So like that, everything happens only in the presence of consciousness. And just as different instruments have different abilities outside, like that here also different instruments have different abilities. So you cannot say, hands, try to see. The hands cannot see anything. Eyes only will see, hands will grasp. Each organ has different dharma. They will do whatever they are able to do. But the presence of consciousness is needed. That in whose presence everything is functioning. That which does not have property of any of them. That which is one expressing in all. That I am. Soham. So these can be used for meditation. People ask, Swamiji, can you give some meditation tips? This whole text is meditation. One day you meditate on wherever there is attribute, that is not me. Rupa is there, not me. Guna is there, not me. Kriya is there, not me. Sambandha is there, not me. You negate. Next day you meditate. Anything that is modification of 5 elements, not me. Third day you meditate. Anything that is drishya, not me. Anitya, not me. Assembly, sanghatopi tatha naham. Agama payitvam, that which arrives and departs, not me. Because agama payinaha anityaha. So you can negate. Sureshwaracharya ji has given this in Naishkarmya Siddhi. So if you can think, some of these reasons are taken up in advanced stage. But in Vivek Chudamani, Bhagavan Shankaracharya has given elaborately. To negate Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha. For Annamaya Kosha, he gives 10 reasons. So I am not this. Iti avadharaya. So meditate on this regularly. Assert this. Dhanadi vyapratikshamaha yasya sannidhi matrena. So I am only a presence, that principle, because of which everything functions. One more shloka we will see. So now a question may come. Okay, so Swamiji, you said Atma is like electricity. Yes. So if we run electricity from morning till evening, do you know how much bill we have to pay? First. Second thing is, there is consumption, so the electricity reduces. So next day we have to produce more. Your Atma also must be like that. Whole day consumption. Then in the night do I have to recharge, plug somewhere? So teacher says no, Atma is not something like this. Let us see next shloka, some beautiful point I will tell you now. Anapanna vikara sanna ayaskantavadevayah buddhyadinschchalayet pratyak sohamityavadharaya. So you can see this consistent message. Sohamityavadharaya, nahamityavadharaya. Soham means I am that, and naham, I am not that. So soham, naham, both have to go together. Both have to go together means for Atma, soham, for Anatma, naham, not together. Same thing you cannot say soham also and naham also. Like if somebody says, what is a flask, thermos flask? It is very simple. Whatever is hot, it will keep hot. Whatever is cold, it will keep cold. Okay, very good. I will mix two things in one. Some ice cream also I will keep and some tea also I will keep. Because you said it will keep hot things hot, cold things, it will be confusion. So don't say the same thing soham also and naham also. Soham is for Atma, naham is for Anatma. Soham iti avadharaya. Kaha aham, who am I? Yaha anapanna vikara san. That which is not subject to any modification. Without undergoing any modification, means without decay. Like electricity is used, so it reduces. Anapanna vikara san. Buddhyadinschchalayet, that which makes the buddhi, etc. function. Means body, senses, prana, mind, intellect, all of them function. How? Ayaskantavat eva. Ayas means iron. Ayaskanta means that which attracts iron, magnet. Ayaskantavat. In that time, they already knew what is magnet and north, south, all those. So when we do experiment in physics, we think, somebody must have discovered. Everything was known. Ayaskantavat. So, in the presence of magnet, how iron filings they come? Like that, without magnet doing anything. Magnet doesn't calling all the iron filings, and then by the time they all come tired, nothing happens to magnet. Like that, Atma, avikari, this is the other nature of Atma, not changing at all. Ayaskantavat evaya buddhyadins chalayet pratyak. Now this chalayet, it makes buddhi etc. function, right? Or prakashayet, whatever word you want to use. Generally what happens, shall I tell you now or I think tomorrow we'll, now, whenever we use a verb in a sentence, verb is indicator of an action. Verb is called kriyapadam. So it is associated with any action. So the moment we use a verb, we think some action is happening. So if we say sun is illumining the world, so the word illumining immediately tells us sun is doing some action. And our idea of action means with action some exhaustion will be there. From morning till evening sun is doing this illumining. Bechara thak gaya hai na. Let him go and rest. So in general it is true that a verb is to be associated with some action, and there action means modification. Vikara is there. But here, whenever we use any such verb with Atma, there is no action, there is no modification. It is only a symbolic representation of its presence, that's all. There is no doing, it is only being. This we must know. Like sun doesn't do anything. Its presence makes everything happen. Like that, if we say Atma illumines the whole world, Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvam idam vibhati. So whenever we have this word, such idea, we immediately say, oh, bhadhatu, to illumine. So now Atma is there, illumining everything. There is nothing happening. From Atma's side, it is nishkriya, kriya rahita. But verb is there. So don't think verb means action when it comes to Atma. Example like sun. Or here example is given of magnet. Without doing anything, it is happening. Okay? So this we should dwell on now. I am not the body. I am not Indriya, Prana, Mana, Buddhi, all of them. Because they all have gunas. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Now I want to take this opportunity to announce formally that our Shashi Amma is given the Lifetime Achievement Award for 2017 by New England India New England News. Okay, so they have given, actually on the internet you all will be sent these links, and you know, and they have recognized, but many of you already know that they have worked hard to bring this center here, not only from Chinmaya Mission but otherwise also in many organizations they are involved, active. And now that she has studied Vedanta course and she is also continuing to spread the spiritual message to all. So, hearty congratulations to Shashi Amma and her family, because we all know whenever any person is recognized, there are a lot of people who have given enough effort, sacrifice for this thing to happen. And actually this is for the entire Chinmaya family here in Boston and Chinmaya Mission worldwide, because any recognition of anyone who has done seva with the values and guidance that Pujya Gurudev has given, then it is glory goes there, as we say, Sarvadeva Namaskaraha Keshavam Pratigacchati. All namaskaras, they go there to higher and higher. So, like that, greater and greater fragrance of this knowledge and teaching will be spread to all. We wish her and the whole family great blessings, long life and further success in whatever that they do. Hari Om.